Well, the bands seem to be pretty good. I just got South Africa on. I'm on 12 meters, and I'm not even tuned up. I used the tuner inside the radio to match the tuner that's tuned for 17 meters. Uh, so let's go look this guy up and get him in the log. But I was surprised to make that contact. Cool. Well, look at that radio station. I love going on here and looking at people's radio stations. Man. So he's got like a 901, the scope, the tuner. I'm not sure if that's the VFO. You got a tempo one up here, I think. Maybe one of the Yaesu amplifiers. Looks like the RTTY thing for that. And then a 747 Yaesu down here, and I don't know what these are. 830, 820, I can't tell. What is that? It's hard to tell. And then a Yaesu 1000 FT 1000 MP or something. I love going on here and making contacts and just kind of looking at like what people have. Holy crap, dude, this is awesome. Yeah, I love looking at stuff like this. Well, he's got more than just one. Oh, wow. You know, I had a 1000 MP and I should have never got rid of it. Seriously. Holy moly. He's got all his stuff listed here. 901 DM, all the stuff he has with it. Wow. That's so cool. Look at this, man. Oh, yeah. Look at this. The 101, the amp, the VFO, the landliner speaker, the transverter, the monitor scope, and some Collins gear, the old Yaesu clock. Oh, man. That's awesome. And then a 920. I think that's a 920. Wow. Very cool. So this is what I enjoy about ft8 more than making the contact, is kind of looking at who did I make contact with, you know. Let's get them in there. 12 meters. They gotta go back. 915. And, you know, some people say it's not ham radio. Well, it's definitely RF. It's a whole lot more RF than DMR. It's not using the internet. It's actually just using like a form of dial-up tones over RF, you know. I mean, and it's doing redundant correction. But the reality is, it's just as much RF as anything else, really it is. If you're going to send packet, you're doing all this other stuff. It's just a digital form of communication. You're not sending any real relevant information. You're not having a real conversation. But that doesn't mean it's not, you know, RF. It's not ham radio. So, anyway, we got Guadalupe. Now, what I will do sometimes here is I'll go on here. And I'll go and click that. And I'll have them in here, and then I can watch and see. And as soon as they call CQ, I'll click the thing and start calling them, because what happens to a lot of these stations is it's really hard to make contact with them. And, you know, other people aren't really watching on here, so they don't care if they interfere with you anyway. But sometimes the station will never call CQ because there's so many other people just, you know, bombarding them with stuff. So, now, I don't operate ft8 a lot. I kind of go in spurts where I'll do it for a few weeks or something, you know, or whatever. Just depends on what's going on. I definitely do it more in the winter than I do summertime. We're not picking up this guy anymore, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Let's see if we click enable TX. We just go ahead and call him. Now let's go and look him up and just see where that's at. That's an island somewhere, I think. All right. Paste. FG4 AO. All right. 991. Look at that. What is this? Is that a... I do believe that's a 7800. Wow. So a friend of mine just actually bought one of these recently, like the other day. I haven't heard it yet, but yeah. So let's go look at the details here. I just want to see this is one thing I like about QRZ. I'll go in here and I'll zoom out. Let's see. There it is. Dominica, Montserrat, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts. So I've worked a lot of stations in this area. St. Vincent. Yeah, this is actually in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Right. Yeah, it's not too far from here. Pretty straight shot. So let's see here. Oh, I gotta get out of this screen. Come on. I can't see what the hell's going on. Okay. There's not a whole lot going on 12 meters, but there's less people usually on here. It's a little easier to make rear contacts when they pop up on here. So like, watch, let's try this. We'll just go ahead and... I went through this software too. Here, if you click skip TX first, TX1, it won't do the grid square. You really don't want to send your grid square with these stations, especially if there's like a ton of people trying to call them. You want your exchange to be as short as possible, because from 1 minute to the next they might be able to hear you, and then the next you're not even showing up. So see the exchange that we're making here. We sent him a -23, which is a terrible signal, which means I'm barely hearing him. But he's hearing me better than me. He's probably got a very good antenna. And sometimes that's all that it takes. But usually if everything is equal and they're at -23, I'm not going to make the contact. So now with this program here on this one, you can see it logged it. And what I'll do is you go here and click look up usually, and it will copy it to the copy and paste function. And then you can come in here and you can just go right here and click paste. It's so cool because normally I have a lot of trouble with this crap because I end up having to do a bunch of drag the mouse, try and get it to copy it, highlight it. It doesn't want to work the first time, etc., etc. You know, and then, you know, all of a sudden there's 5 other stations calling me, and it becomes a real pain. And then I always go into QRZ and I click and highlight all these, because if you don't, a lot of times you'll never get a confirmation. Request a confirmation, click continue, close that out, and then we're ready to log the next one. So we would go over here and see this guy in Cuba. I've worked him a million times. Oh, he should be pretty easy. CO8LY. Now, while I'm doing whatever, I'll kind of scan through the list here. I'll just look and see what's on here. See what I've already picked up. I got South Africa earlier. I got, you know, France, Guadeloupe, or whatever. I don't know which one it's pronounced as. But yeah, there's, you know, a lot of tricks here to making this work smoothly. see, we cut the exchange down to the point where I send him a signal report. He sends me the Roger with his signal report. I send him a Roger 73. And I should get a 73 back from him. Sometimes you won't. I just log it anyways at that point. I do attempt to try and make sure that I get the confirmation. So then we click look up again. And we'll go back into QRZ. And we paste over here. Search. We'll go check out his page. We've worked him before. He's using, I believe he's using the radio that I have in my truck, which is the DX70 Alinco, which is actually really good on AM. I thought he had a thing that said what he was using. Let's see if we can kind of look at it. Yeah, it's a DX70. And I thought it was an older radio, but they actually made them in 2002. I was looking through an old catalog. So, let me see how many times I've worked him. It'll show us. Look at this. Like, I wasn't kidding you when I said I've worked him before 5 times. So I made him on 21, 24, 18, 7, 10. I do not have him on 20 meters or 80. And I've already worked him on this band before. So we go back as far as 2020. Yeah, he's on here every day. It's cool when you see the regular people on here. I don't necessarily need to work them, but it's kind of like you work them just to kind of say hello. ft8's kind of a different thing. So anyways, that's how I do my ft8. I just jump around and look for stuff, and you know, it's a good way to make radio contacts, you know, and especially if you're trying to kill time or whatever. But anyway, we'll catch you guys later.